Dawgs have sparked the Dawgs, and with the return of Steve Thomas, the Red and Black are back on track. And it's deja vu. The human highlight film is back in Athens. Today, Brandon Knight and second-ranked Pittsburgh are the Dawgs' newest challenge. Head coach Ben Howland has the Panthers off to their best start in 15 years. The Big East powerhouse has won 22 of their last 24 and are zeroing in on the #1 ranking in the nation. It's the Bulldogs and Panthers, a heavyweight matchup, next. We finish up the 2002 basketball season with a fantastic matchup as Big East power Pittsburgh, ranked #2 in the country, travels to Athens to meet the 7-3 Bulldogs, who have won 6 consecutive basketball games. And hello again, everybody. I'm Dave Neal, and a happy new year to you. And what a great basketball game. The Pittsburgh Panthers come in here with a 9-0 record. They're #2 in the country right now, but with Alabama losing last night to Utah, the Panthers just might be your next #1 team in America. They won 29 basketball games a year ago, surprising some folks, but no such surprises here in 2002-2003 season. Joining me, no surprise, my partner Joe Dean Jr. And Joe, what a great matchup. Pitt and Georgia, as we finish up this basketball season, what does it mean for these two clubs as they get ready for their conference schedules?
Well, it means a lot to both clubs. Both teams wanted to play this game so they can toughen themselves up as they prepare for their conference play this weekend. For Georgia, an opportunity, Dave, maybe to crawl back in the top 25 where they were at the beginning of the year. Jim Herrick always plays a tough schedule here at Georgia. Today, no exception.
Well, the Panthers, as we mentioned, have won 9 straight basketball games. Perhaps their biggest test of the year is here today. They will come in with a high-flying team led by their point guard, Brandon Knight. And, Joe, you say every great team has to have a great point guard.
Well, he's one of the best in the country. He's the preseason pick as the player of the year in the Big East Conference. You see his numbers. Ben Howland says personifies leadership on the floor, runs the club, and really can shoot the ball and really make things go for the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Well, you talk about shooting, and for the Georgia Bulldogs, they've got 2 guys who are red hot. Jarvis Hayes and Ezra Williams, they've been hot for a year and a half now. These 2 guys, as far as wing players go, could be the best duo in America.
You'd be hard-pressed to find 2 better, Dave. Jarvis Hayes, Ezra Williams, both strong, athletic wing forwards that can both shoot the 3 and finish at the goal. You see their numbers. Jarvis Hayes is shooting 50% from three-point range this year. Both of these guys, just tremendous talents for the Bulldogs.
Boy, this should be a lot of fun. Pittsburgh and Georgia, 2 teams riding some lengthy winning streaks. It's all coming your way next on your regional home for SEC basketball.
Hey, it's the Panthers versus the Bulldogs next. Go Dogs! Go
Introducing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Covering the entire world of extreme sports. Nightly.
The best damn sports show, period. Hollywood's biggest stars, sports' greatest athletes, and the sexiest babes. Weeknights at 8 and 11.
Hey, guys, let's not forget, man, this is the NFL show.
And the NFL's hardcore, so we must stay hardcore.
That's right. You know, Tom, you've been out here the longest. You got to make sure that, me and Michael don't get caught up in that Hollywood stuff, you know?
You can count on me. But you guys fall off the wayside, just let me know, man.
Mike, I think I'm going to get the either the polish or the clear.
No, just get a nice buff.
Hey, guys, how about a bikini wax next?
The NFL show with Irvin, Syracuse, and Davidson, Saturday and Sunday on Fox Sports Net.
It all starts here, grade school, the place where our children begin preparing for life. And the SEC recognizes the responsibility teachers have to affect their future.
The SEC's education initiative, every elementary school and library throughout the Southeast is getting this wonderful CD-ROM. It uses athletics to reinforce math and reading skills, and it teaches things like teamwork and good sportsmanship.
The Southeastern Conference, creating a legacy for the future.
Cooper Tire is proud to be the official tire of the Southeastern Conference. Cooper Tires. Don't give up a thing.
Back inside Stegman Coliseum in Athens, Georgia. Pittsburgh, ranked number 2 in the country at 9-0, getting set to take on Georgia 7-3. Let's take a look at Pittsburgh's starting lineup. Zavatka, 6'8". Keep an eye on him, a senior out of Lithuania. Jaron Brown, one of the forwards. He's not very big, but he can certainly play. And, of course, Page and Knight in that backcourt, 2 of the best in America. Ben Howland in his 4th year as the Panthers head coach, the 70-35 record. It's been 5 years at Northern Arizona where he won some basketball games, bringing his career total to 149-94. And he will look at a Georgia Bulldog team that basically this is a lineup we've seen for the last year and a half now that Steve Thomas is back on the court for the Dogs. Rashad Wright, steady as always. Ezra Williams, Jarvis Hayes shooting exceptionally well. Chris Daniels, and Steve Thomas gets back in that starting spot in the middle at 6'8". Jim Herrick, 4th year as the Georgia Bulldogs coach, 23rd year overall. Been to 16 NCAA tournaments and has this team right now rolling along with 6 consecutive victories. It is the 3rd meeting between these clubs. The last meeting occurred in 1995. Georgia won at 85-66, but 2 of these meetings, 2 of the 3, have gone into overtime. One of those was a Pittsburgh win in the NCAA tournament. There is Doug Sermons, one of our 3 officials today. He'll be joined by Jim Burr and Tony Green. Georgia wearing the white uniforms with the red trim, while Pittsburgh goes in their blue uniforms with the gold trim. And we are just about set to wrap up college basketball of the 2002 year. Dave Neal and Joe Dean Jr. with you. Zavatkis inside, bounces off Jarvis Hayes' chin right into the hand of a teammate. Stolen away by the Panthers. Here's Brown. Inside, left-handed layup, no good. Knight, the rebound, gives way to Brown, who puts it up and in.
Well, Pittsburgh is known for tenacious defense, and right off the bat, Jaron Brown, young man from Lexington, Kentucky, with the steal and the finish at the other end.
6'4", 230, a junior. Here's Wright, slips down underneath on Knight, couldn't get the layup to go down. Rebound pulled out of there by Torrey Morris, the junior out of Oliver Springs, Tennessee. Zavatkis has his shot blocked on the inside. Brown comes away with it. Rebound pulled out of there by Hayes. Jarvis for 3, got it.
Georgia knows that Pittsburgh is a tremendous half-court defensive team. As you see the Bulldogs in the full-court pressure right now. 1-2-1-1, a diamond press, and the steal.
Thomas takes it away. Williams, he lines up a 3. That's off the mark. Jarvis Hayes the follow. 5 straight for Jarvis Hayes, and the Dogs lead by 3.
Georgia wants to find easy opportunities before the 5-man defensive set from Pittsburgh can get a line down the floor. And you saw Jarvis Hayes with the 3 before, that time off the steal, the easy 15-foot jumper.
Hayes has that right wrist taped up. I watched him in 3 games and shot a few threes and shaking that wrist like it hurt a little bit, but doesn't appear to be an issue at this point.
Interesting matchup right now. Jarvis Hayes at 6'6" is covering Brandon Knight at 6 feet, the point guard.
Torrey Morris, the big man, 6'10", 280 with a little baby hook.
Yeah, Torrey Morris is a man, Dave. I mean, a big physical presence. Anything he scores inside today will be a bonus for Pittsburgh.
Jarvis Hayes with 8 straight to start the game for Georgia.
And he's being covered by one of the top defenders in the country in Jaron Brown, but they're in a nice down screen for him in the lane. No help there, and Jarvis Hayes buried that 3.
Here's Brandon Knight, senior out of East Orange, New Jersey. Younger brother of Brevin Knight, who's a member of the Memphis Grizzlies. Zavatkis inside on the baseline, stepped on that baseline. It'll be Georgia basketball.
Well, we talked about Jarvis Hayes and Ezra Williams in the open, but Jarvis Hayes on the break before the defense can get set. Great time to pull up and shoot the 3. And then the down screen there by Chris Daniels, you see it, frees up Hayes at the top of the key. And he plays a little string music, Dave Neal, in Stegman Coliseum.
8 points for Jarvis Hayes. And you mentioned in the open about how well he is shooting the basketball. Zavatkis nearly took it away from Daniels, and he did so.
You talked about Jarvis Hayes. most coaches feel that 35%, 36% is outstanding three-point shooting. He's shooting 50% from three-point range on this early season.
And it's not like he's taking 2 out of 4 or making 2 out of 4. He's 23 of 46, actually making 25 of 46 now.
It's amazing.
Knight, tough shot. Rebound to Thomas. Steve Thomas missed the first 6 games. First 6 games for Georgia, and because of academics, joined the team about 10 days ago. Wright goes inside.
Georgia runs the UCLA high post series that John Wooden perfected back in the 60s. The guard rubs off the high post, and that time got no help defensively late in.
Swatted out of there by Thomas. Morris with the follow-up, count the basket. Torrey Morris playing big.
Brandon Knight is trying to cover right here on the guard rub, and he gets hung up on the screen. Rashard Wright with the nice pass. Torrey Morris late getting over. Perfect Jim Herrick offensive basketball.
Battle of 55s. Morris against Thomas as we watch Morris shoot some free throws. He's 54% from the line. But what does Steve Thomas do for this Georgia team, Joe, back in this lineup?
Well, you got to remember, Georgia lost 3 games without him. So with him back in the lineup, they've got their starting 5 that last year tied Kentucky and Florida for the SEC Eastern Division Championship. They are one of the top 15 teams in the country when he's in the lineup, Dave.
There's Thomas in and out. That'll be Pittsburgh basketball. A foul against the Georgia Bulldogs.
Steve Thomas can shoot that facing jumper, but I think Coach Herrick would prefer to see the Bulldogs run a little more offense and try to get the ball in the hands of Ezra Williams and Jarvis Hayes before he would take a shot like that.
Daniels picks up the foul. He goes to the bench. Jonas Hayes comes in. Interesting with Thomas back on the floor. Both, I mean, this is rare that you see this, but both of these teams have their returning starters from a year ago on the floor.
Yeah, they're both veteran teams, and both of these teams talked yesterday in practice, Dave, about how excited they were to play such a big game here before their conference season starts next week.
Knight dumps it down to Morris. Kick it, tried to kick it out to Dawgs, but didn't work. Jonas Hayes, baseline jumper good.
And again, Georgia is trying to beat the Pittsburgh half-court defense down the floor. Rashard Wright so improved as a point guard, jets it down the floor, penetrates to the lane, and finds an easy basket opportunity for Jonas Hayes.
Well, the Hayes brothers have combined for 10 of Georgia's 12 to start this game. Knight, three-pointer off the mark. Rebound to Brown. Brown averaging about 4 rebounds per contest.
Brandon Knight has not been shooting the ball exceptionally well here in the first 9 games of the season. One of the concerns for the Pittsburgh coaching staff.
Dawgs, left-handed layup, no good. Pittsburgh now 3 of 10 from the floor. Williams threw it away. 2-on-1. Knight gives it back to Brown. Good-looking fast break.
You won't see Pittsburgh run a lot, but they are opportunistic. That time off the turnover created the 2-on-1. Brandon Knight is going to get you a layup in that situation.
We are a minute and a half under our first media timeout. That shot was blocked. Good defense from Julius Page, the 6'3 junior, who was a high flyer to say the least.
Well, his mother named him Julius after you-know-who, Julius Irving, the doctor.
Long-range 3 off the front of the iron. Rebound to Jonas Hayes, and he'll be fouled by Torrey Morris. And with that, the players head to the bench, gasping for air. 14-10 to go in the opening half. The Georgia Bulldogs lead the second-ranked Panthers by 4.
Every day at Golden Flake, it all starts with a special premium potato that longs for something more flavor and more crunch, seeking a life of delicious variety and guaranteed freshness in every chip and every bag. That's what Golden Flake brings to the table. For us, these are the good times, finding our way to your neighborhood grocery and into your basket headed home, turning potatoes into the life of your party. Golden Flake, the South's original.
Your monthly Comcast cable bill can be paid at the main Comcast office, 105 River Shoals Parkway, the North Augusta office, 401 West Martintown Road, or any of these convenient locations.
The secret is out.
The lead is not Acura, Lexus, or Mercedes, it's Infiniti. They don't want you to know that the G35 was rated #1 by both Motor Trend and Road and Track magazine. They don't want you to know that the G35 is priced lowest in its class and beats the competition hands down. And they really don't want you to know that you can drive it for only $299 a month. A secret this good can't be kept. Taylor Infiniti is the new leader in luxury.
Taylor Infiniti, Washington Road.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Georgia leads by 4. Ezra Williams and Jarvis Hayes combined for about 35 points a game and 10 rebounds. Pretty good stuff. We talked to their coach about those two before conference play begins.
Jarvis has gone out and tried to handle the ball, pass the ball, dribble the ball, and play defense better. He got bigger and faster and stronger. Ezra Williams came back and lost about 4 pounds body weight and came back in terrific condition. Therefore, he's jumping higher, running faster than he ever has for us before. So I hope these guys have improved themselves and can carry that over to the games.
Well, Joe, there's Ezra Williams. Last year got off to a great start, but really tapered off down the stretch in February and March when Georgia needed him. You think the extra conditioning is going to be the difference for Ezra?
There's no question about it. When you come back in great condition, great physical strength and speed, it can't do anything but help you over the course of a 40-minute game. And you got to remember, Dave, both of these guys are going to play 30 to 35 minutes in big games, so they've got to be in shape.
Good pass, Hayes to Hayes. Jarvis to Jonas.
You don't think Father James likes that, do you? James Hayes, the daddy in Atlanta, Georgia. Hayes to Hayes. Beautiful pass inside. High-low action by Jarvis to Jonas.
Well, the Hayes brothers lead Pittsburgh 12-8 on their own. There'll be a foul on the inside against the Bulldogs. Rashad Wright on the push.
But anytime you set up a high-low situation, you eliminate the help from the wings. And that time, Jonas Hayes got open, sliding across the lane against Chevron Troutman, and an easy layup for the Bulldogs.
Ball was inbounded into the paint, tied up, jump ball, and Georgia has the arrow. Call that a turnover against Pittsburgh. That'll be number 5 on the Panthers. Hayes dribbles it off his foot.
Julius Page is guarding Jarvis Hayes. Page is about 6'2". He's an off guard. Jarvis Hayes is more of a small forward type, and the quickness by Julius Page that time won out. Jarvis trying to take him one-on-one down the baseline.
Daniels and Wilkins on the floor now for the Bulldogs as Thomas and Jarvis Hayes take it. Pittsburgh 4 of 12 from the field. They came in as a team shooting 52% this season. Pretty lofty stuff. Troutman bounce pass inside of that low block.
Georgia wants to double team in the low block area. Force it back out.
Knight, bad pass at the feet of his big man. Oliver Led, who just checked in. Oliver 6'6", 265. Wilkins. Williams, top of the key, 3, perfect. Ezra Williams with his first 3 of the game. Georgia off to a 9-point advantage here at the 12:34 mark.
It's amazing how well your offense looks when you have a guy that can rise up from 22 feet and knock down threes.
Yes, it does. That's good coaching, isn't it, Joe?
Absolutely great coaching. I think recruiting won.
Knocked out of there by Williams. Ezra trying to chase it down, can't do so.
Well, Georgia was trying on the play before to run a double screen. You see for Rashad Wright, you see him coming off the double. Ezra Williams said, "You're waiting too long to come off, Rashad. I'm going to play some string music today in Athens, Georgia."
You get one chance to come off that screen.
That's right. You wait too long. When in doubt, shoot it.
7 Panther turnovers. They came in averaging only 15 a game. Talk about long threes. Page has missed 2 of those already, and a foul against Krauser. Carl Krauser, the freshman out of Bronx, New York. And a timeout on the floor. 11:57 to go in the opening half. The Georgia fans on their feet. Their club leads by 9.
It only happens once a year. Toyotathon 03. This year-end tradition features incredible values on Toyota's tough trucks. See your Toyota dealer now for great year-end deals on the rugged Toyota Tacoma or tough Tundra. The 2003 Tundra now comes with 0.0% APR financing or $1,000 cash back. No deal beats a Toyotathon deal. Toyotathon 03. Don't miss it. See your Toyota dealer today.
The allure of the Cotton Bowl is its legacy. Sims and the Longhorns battle Davis and the Tigers in the SPC Cotton Bowl New Year's Day on Fox.
Introducing 54321, covering the entire world of extreme sports, nightly.
Stackhouse, Jerry Stackhouse.
Please welcome NBA All-Star Jerry Stackhouse.
Pittsburgh trailing Georgia by 9. Torrey Morris takes a seat. Torrey, 6'10", 282-pound junior. Reminds you a little bit of a guy that was 6'10", played that forward center spot named Charles Smith. Former Panther from 84 to 88 and would put on a show on a nightly basis as the Big East Player of the Year in 1988, a 2-time first-team All-Big East player. Led Pittsburgh to its first and only outright Big East championship, and a member of that 88 U.S. Olympic team. Pretty good stuff from Charles Smith back in the day.
Yeah, Charles Smith was a great player for Pitt. Pitt, history of basketball has been somewhat up and down. Played in the Final Four in 1941, year after you were born, Dave. And of course, last year got to the Sweet 16 in Rupp Arena where they were upset in overtime by Kent State.
Daniels, he gets fouled going to the basket.
Coming out of timeouts, Jim Herrick will change his offensive look. That time went to a little more of a motion. Got the screen inside for Daniels, rolling down the lane, and a beautiful feed to Chris Daniels, young man out of Albany, Georgia. Played for a good friend of mine down there, one of the top high school coaches in Georgia, James Little.
Who has put out some tremendous basketball players over the years.
Monroe High School.
And Daniels makes the move.
Georgia pressed early, decided not to do it that time. Normally out of made free throws, you'll set up some type of a zone full court trap, but this time Georgia back to the man-to-man.
Pittsburgh hasn't had a field goal in 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Nice double team.
And they end that drought with a good pass to the inside, converted by Siobhan Troutman, the 6'7" sophomore out of Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, when you trap on the baseline in the block area, you've got to protect behind the trap. Georgia fell asleep that time. Troutman with the easy layup.
Williams misses. Damian Wilkins for the rebound. A strong putback, and then a little header to the baseline after it goes through the net.
Well, the son of Gerald Wilkins, former NBA great. Damian Wilkins has been playing some point guard for Georgia, but at 6'7", certainly big enough to go inside and make plays. Troutman, offensive foul, lower the shoulder. Daniels did a nice job defensively. Now, the Georgia defense has been outstanding. You see, here's the trap inside on Torrey Morris, but they failed to protect on the other side of the lane. Troutman got open. Torrey Morris with nice vision. Ben Howland, the 2002 National Coach of the Year, likes that offensive play. Led this Pittsburgh team to a 29-6 record, 13-3 in the Big East. School record for wins, also a school record for Big East victories. And
really came out of nowhere, Joe. I mean, teams surprise you, but to rattle off a 29-6 record out of the Big East is playing some basketball.
Yeah, and he's improved the program every year. 13-15 his first year, 19-14 in year 2, and of course exploded last year with 29 wins. Ben Howland, really a mainstay now in Pittsburgh, signed a new contract, and they love him there.
Williams fires for a 3 and rolls around and drops for the senior out of Marietta.
See, the key right there is Georgia pushes the ball before Pittsburgh can get set, and consequently, you had a 5'11", 6-foot guard, Carl Krauser, guarding Ezra Williams that time at 6'4". He just rose right up over him and nailed the 3.
Georgia's lead is 14 against the second-ranked team in America. The turnover, loose ball. Possession arrow will favor Pittsburgh, but Georgia getting after it defensively. Pittsburgh only 10 points, and we played 10 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, but see Georgia pushing the ball. Look who's guarding Ezra Williams. 6-foot-tall Carl Krauser. He cannot get to him. And then on the other end, watch Rashad Wright defending Brandon Knight. You don't think he was fired up today, Dave Neal, to play Brandon Knight, the All-American? Rashad Wright can get it done defensively.
Good strong move to the basket by Carl Krauser, the freshman who loves to push the tempo and shows he's got some offensive skills.
Yeah, Carl Krauser's a player. He's a redshirt freshman out of the Bronx, New York.
Here's basketball to be Georgia's.
Well, the number 2 ranked team is the one that looks a little rattled here today. Their defense has not been as good as we had heard about coming in. And that time on the outlet pass, just impatient, not waiting for the outlet man to clear himself from the defense, and consequently the turnover. But give a lot of credit to the Georgia defense. It is really tenacious. You can tell that the Bulldogs have come to play this afternoon.
Jarvis Hayes back on the floor. An awkward shot, and Knight goes down. Looks like he might have gotten tweaked.
Looks like he may have rolled his ankle on the rebound, Brandon Knight. Well, I tell you, that would be a very, very tough loss for Pittsburgh. Doesn't look serious, but anytime you injure that wheel, it can slow you down a little bit. And speed and quickness is the key for him. You can see right here, the left foot rolled on his teammate Jerron Brown. Looks like he's going to shake it off.
Well, he's missed about 4 months of basketball this summer when he had his knee scoped. Couldn't play any, and came back. He's 100%, very healthy, and but he missed 4 months of actual competition and pickup games and whatnot.
Of course, they have to take him out in that situation or use a timeout. That's the rule.
Here's Thomas on Morris, pulls up.
And that's impressive. That time, he gave him a little rocker step, put the ball down low like he's going to take him to the basket. As Tari Morris dropped down into a defensive stance, Steve Thomas rose up and knocked down the baby jumper.
Here's Krauser, guarded by Wright. Page, he's been very quiet, strong to the basket. Rebound to Daniels.
Pittsburgh just out of sync offensively, rushing their offense. And again, Georgia pushing.
And a foul against Pittsburgh on Jerron Brown, and that'll be 3 free throws coming for Jarvis Hayes.
And again, you watch the Pitt Panthers right here. Julius Page on the rushed play. That allows Georgia to get in transition to the other end, beat the tough Pitt defense down, and create an easy look.
8:51 to go here in the first half. A timeout taken on the floor. Here's our AP top 10. Alabama #1, Joe, followed by Pittsburgh, but the Tide lose last night on the road to Utah, only scoring 49 points. Duke, Arizona, Oklahoma.
I was talking to Ben Howland yesterday about who is the #1 team in the country. Duke struggled the other night with Radford. Pittsburgh is struggling here today. Arizona lost at LSU a week or so ago. Who is the #1 team in the country? We may not know who that is, and that's what makes college basketball so exciting in this 02-03 season.
Well, as we look at Pittsburgh and their huddle, I think one of the things that might have gotten them off guard a little bit is the fact that they haven't played anybody, so to speak. They had a couple of games, Penn State, Ohio State, but Duquesne, St. Francis, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Norfolk State. And speaking of some good basketball. We have some coming your way on Thursday as Memphis travels to Arkansas to meet the Razorbacks. And what should be an exciting game. Memphis back on track after a slow start, coming off a big win against Illinois a few days ago. And Stan Heath will have the Razorbacks ready to play the Tigers. That is for sure.
Yeah, and Dave, to follow up on your point about the Pittsburgh schedule, not nearly as strong. They have an average win margin of 26 points a game, whereas the Georgia Bulldogs, Jim Herrick always plays the tough schedule. Texas, California, Gonzaga on neutral courts. They played on the road at Georgia Tech, Colorado, and Minnesota, and you have number 2 Pitt here at home today. So Jim Herrick, as always, loves that tough schedule to get his team ready for the SEC.
11 points for Jarvis Hayes.
Here's the 1-2-1-1 press after the made free throw.
It's a 17-point game. Are you kidding me?
That's amazing. Ben Hallen was really worried about this game yesterday. He knew how good Georgia was. He knew coming south into the SEC for his team ranked second in the country, they'd be fired up, and the Bulldogs are.
Krauser, Mr. Offense.
Krauser is an emotional player out of the Bronx, New York. Before every game he writes on his shoes, only the strong survive in New York City.
Little dump down pass, well done. Hayes to Daniels.
Jarvis Hayes is not only a scorer, he's a leader and a great assist man. Just flat knows how to play the game, Jarvis Hayes.
Trying to find somebody coming off a screen. And a traveling violation against Carl Krauser and the Panthers. That's 11 turnovers for Pittsburgh here. They came in averaging just 15 a game. Yeah, the Panthers are wondering what the heck is going on. 31-14.
There's a light in your soul that says you're one of a kind. Don't never let it go. Original, an individual, yeah, like Dr. Pepper. Be you, do what you do. Dr. Pepper. Be you, do what you do. There's nothing better. Be you, do what.
Dehydration. Predicted. It can be prevented. Nothing has been tested and proven to hydrate athletes better or faster. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Basketball madness in the SEC, and there's no better place to break out in all that school pride and team spirit than one of your local Hibbett sports stores. It's the only place you'll find the SEC Authentic Collection and a special offer from Golden Flake. Purchase a 12-ounce bag of Golden Flake dip-style potato chips and get a coupon good for a special merchandise offer from the SEC. And for every collection item purchased, you'll get a free bag of Golden Flake pretzels. Everyone's a winner with the SEC Authentic Collection.
We are in Athens, Georgia, Stegman Coliseum, home to the Georgia Bulldogs, who right now are putting a hurting on the Pitt Panthers, 31-14. We've got 7:45 to go in the opening half. Dave Neal and Joe Dean, glad you could join us as we wrap up some college basketball of 2002. An offensive foul on Damian Wilkins.
That's a great coaching move. You see Damian Wilkins there. He's 6'7" with Rashad Wright out of the game. He becomes the point guard. They rub him off the high post into the block against 6' Brandon Knight. He's going to post him up, but guess what? Brandon Knight's an All-American. He takes the charge inside and uses his quickness against Damian Wilkins.
Big East Player of the Year, Brandon Knight. What, Pittsburgh?
Georgia has kept a bigger player on Brandon Knight today.
Morris with the tip in. Pittsburgh now 8 of 20 from the field.
Third basket for Torrey Morris. Going to the glass, exposing himself for putbacks.
Georgia 11 of 18 from the floor, 61%. They've hit 4 of 6 three-pointers. Thomas gives it up. Williams That shot was probably blocked by Jerron Brown. It was about 2 feet short. Knight and Wilkins going at it, and Knight goes the distance.
Great job by Brandon Knight. He challenged the shot blocker, Steve Thomas, but as he got close to him, he leaned into Thomas to take away the space that you need to block the shot and laid it in. That's an All-American point guard right there.
Looks like he also suckered Wilkins a little bit there. Thomas, 15-footer good.
Right off the screen. A little extracurricular under the basket. Nice job of officiating by Tony Green. Separate the players. Get control. And you see right off the screen, Thomas, 6'9", facing jumper, squares the shoulders. And you got a guy 6'9", he can rise up over any defense and bury those shots. It's good to have a guy with size that has touch as well.
Knight swatted out of there. Ezra Williams, and a whistle, a foul. That'll go against Jerron Brown.
I tell you, Chris Daniels, number 50 for Georgia, just does it all. He blocks shots, one of the steals leaders in the SEC last year. He's a scorer, a slasher. I mean, this kid just can do it all. And that time we saw his excellent defensive ability in a help situation for the team, for his teammates at Georgia.
Boy, something got into Brandon Knight the last couple of minutes. His intensity level has picked up dramatically, and now he's given an earful to Jim Burr.
Well, that was a frustration foul right there. He felt like he had gotten fouled on the possession before by Damian Wilkins. When he went and laid it in against Steve Thomas, there was no call. But that's not a smart play by a very smart young man, Brandon Knight, to send Damian Wilkins to the line.
Substitution for Pittsburgh. Ontario Lett checks back in, and Morris will head to the bench.
Ontario Lett, Torrey Morris, you see both of those guys from the South. Lett is from Pensacola, Torrey Morris from Tennessee, and Jerron Brown from Lexington, Kentucky. 3 guys from the South. That's one of the reasons Ben Howland wanted to play this game, to bring his Southern boys home, to be a little bit closer to their family. But they're tangling with some tough Bulldogs here this afternoon.
There's Knight, guarded by Wilkins. Another bad pass at the feet of the big man Lett. And a timeout taken by Pittsburgh before Georgia could put their hands on the basketball. Will that be a 30? That'll be a 30-second timeout taken by the Panthers. You see Ben Howland. Right now, his team looking for some kind of identity down 15. He and Jim Herrick go back some years, friends from the West Coast, and that's kind of how this game got developed. It's a 2-year contract. Georgia will return this game next year to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Ben Howland's a native of California, and when he was an assistant at UC Santa Barbara under Jerry Kim, he got to know Jim Herrick, who was at Pepperdine and UCLA out there on the West Coast. They've been friends a long time, and their wives know one another. Decided to get together and play this game. They both wanted a tough intersectional contest right before conference play.
Brandon Knight, who's averaging 12 points, 4 rebounds, almost 7 assists per game. Right now, has 2 points on 1 of 6 from the field, 2 rebounds and 1 assist. And a foul on the inside against the Bulldogs.
Georgia's zoned right there, Dave, on the out of bounds, which you see a lot on underneath out of bounds, but they got caught in the spacing, and Lett found the crease of the zone, caught it, and just knifed right to the basket. Ontario, Lett, as I mentioned, from Pensacola Junior College is where he played.
And his uncle, those in the South might remember, Clifford Lett, who played at Florida from 86 to 89, then went on to play a little bit with the Chicago Bulls. So Ontario, the nephew of Clifford. Also played some basketball at Pensacola Junior College before finding his way to Pittsburgh a year ago. So the Panthers have cut what was a 17-point lead down to 13 with 5.5 to play before intermission. Jonas Hayes off the iron. Wilkins over the back. Good box out by Brandon Knight. Those two are
Brandon Knight's
after.
Yeah, Dave, Brandon Knight's got his hands full. He's 6 feet tall, and as I mentioned earlier, going against 6'7" Damian Wilkins, but he stuck his body in there, blocked him out tough, and got the over-the-back call. Nice job by Brandon Knight.
And Joe, there are a lot of NBA scouts here taking a look at a few of the players here. One of them is Brandon Knight, and if he plays at the next level, he's going to have to guard guys 6'6", 6'7".
No question about it. You have big guards in the NBA, and as you mentioned, a lot of the scouts here today watching him, among other players. Ezra Williams is a guy they're taking a hard look at for Georgia.
Last touch by the Panthers. Speaking of Ezra, talking to some of the scouts, and the word is that he's back on the radar. Ezra has, there's some of the Pete Babcock, Marty Blake on the right.
The guru of the NBA scouting circuit, Marty Blake.
Hawks general manager, Pete Babcock in the middle.
Gene Tarmolen from the Lakers is here today. Bob Reinhardt.
Williams mixing up a little bit with Troutman. Williams thought he was fouled, giving an earful to Tony Green running back down the floor. Here's Knight. Julius Page has been almost non-existent. Inside it goes Troutman.
Zavatkis is the guy that's been non-existent today. I don't think he has a basket, Dave. He has been lighting it up for Pittsburgh, has Zavatkis.
Traveling violation against the Panthers. We'll give it back to Georgia. It's the 12th Panther turnover. But yeah, Zavatkis today is extremely quiet.
0 points today, Dave, for Zavatkis, and he comes in having made 13 of his last 17 threes, but he has been a non-factor offensively for the Pitt Panthers here this afternoon.
Hasn't even attempted a three today. 0 for 2 from the field overall.
And let's credit the defense by Georgia. Good scouting report by Jeff Dunlap yesterday for Georgia.
Alley-oop to Page. He's fouled by Hayes. That'll be a foul on Hayes, and that'll be his. That'll be his first.
Yeah, you see Julius Page there. The thing Georgia has from a defensive standpoint, the reason they're so tough, is they've got three guys all about 6'5" to 6'7" in Jarvis Hayes, Ezra Williams, and Chris Daniels. They're all athletic and quick, and they can guard. And I tell you, that makes it tough when you got a quick guy at 6'5", 6'6", that's smothering you defensively and can contest shots against smaller players.
See Jim Burr talking to Thomas and Lett. Those two have been banging it. Just last trip down, Lett got away with a mini elbow, and I'm sure it was provoked at some point.
Always is.
Page knocks down the free throw. It's an 11-point Georgia lead. 4 minutes to go. Ben Howland and company trying to figure out this Georgia team. It looks pretty good.
It only happens once a year. Toyotathon 03. This year-end tradition features incredible values on Toyota's tough trucks. See your Toyota dealer now for great year-end deals on the rugged Toyota Tacoma or tough Tundra. The 2003 Tundra now comes with 0.0% APR financing or $1,000 cash back. No deal beats a Toyotathon deal. Toyotathon 03. Don't miss it. See your Toyota dealer today.
You got to help me with my wardrobe here, Mike.
Yeah, you need some help.
You got to look good.
Right.
Saturday night, you got to look good, man.
Right, everybody.
Right, Mike's going to pick out some stuff. Thanks.
Goose, I think you look good in some tights. Super 100s?
Super 120s?
Super 120s.
Got it. Good. Ain't you got anything with some style?
What you need is just stretch. Do you have any stretch material?
Whole lot of stretch.
Just
real
a whole
stretch.
lot of stretch.
The NFL Show with Irvin, Syracuse, and Davidson. Saturday and Sunday on Fox Sports Net.
The red flowing stuff?
We doing an NFL show or we gypsies? What's going on here?
ACC basketball. The new year opens with a star-studded doubleheader. First, Travis Watson and Virginia head to the Wolf Den for a showdown with surging NC State. Then, Chris Duhon and National Power Duke face a hungry Clemson squad looking to pull the shocking upset. ACC Sunday Night Hoops, this week on Fox Sports Net.
We're in Athens, Georgia at Stegman Coliseum, recently renovated, and Georgia's success in here has been up and down, but the man who they've named this building after, Herman J. Stegman, coached here 1919, 1931, and you see that picture, played some church league basketball with Joe Dean Jr. back in the day.
You know, there's 10,000 comedians in this country that are starving, and you're trying to be funny.
Because I can be. Lett goes the distance, fouled by Thomas. Some free throws coming for the Panthers. Lett, an offensive guy. I mean, that's why he comes in off the bench, and they start Torrey Morris. They like to have that spark.
Absolutely. Ben Howland said yesterday he's got about 8 guys that could all be starters, and Lett is one of those guys, comes off the bench and gives them some offense around the basket. Georgia's got to be careful right now. They got up 17, and it looked like it was easy to them, but they're playing the #2 team in the country. This is a very, very competitive Pittsburgh Panther team who is right now fighting back into this game.
Pittsburgh has scored 16 points in the paint today. Not a lot of perimeter offense from the Panthers. And last touch by Georgia, so here's a chance for Ben Howland's club to pull it to single digits after trailing by as many as 17. Knight, a rare open look, can't get it off the front of the iron. Williams, his three, no good. It'll be Georgia basketball, actually a foul against the Panthers.
That's a tough call. Great job by Damian Wilkins to get inside for the offensive board for Georgia. Again, Rashad Wright pushed it down the floor, as he's done so well this afternoon, to create the early look for Ezra Williams, and that also opens up offensive rebound opportunities, as we saw right there.
Foul on Zavotskis. For Zavotskis, that's his first. And there is Zavotskis getting back quickly with the easy layup.
First basket of the game for Zavotskis. He's averaging about 11 a game. He and Page and Brandon Knight, the 3 top scorers for Pitt this year, only have 6 total points. Credit that Georgia defense.
Georgia's offense has been sluggish the last 5 minutes as Pittsburgh has crept back into this one. Jarvis Hayes, shot clock now under 10. Ezra Williams out to Rashad Wright. Rashad spins, an offensive foul. He got the arm out.
Pittsburgh's defense has really picked up the last 4 or 5 minutes, but on offense, Zavotskis runs the floor and gets a beautiful pass from Julius Page to lay it in, create the easy offensive opportunity, which Pittsburgh has not had many of this afternoon.
Second foul on Rashad Wright. 19 fouls against Georgia, 18 fouls against Pittsburgh. The double bonus on the way for the Panthers on the next Bulldog foul. Pittsburgh on a 9-2 run over the last 4.5 minutes. Knight tries another 3 and way off the mark.
Great defense by Rashad Wright. Ran by him. It looked like it almost grazed his arm, but he just contested him enough to throw the shot off by Brandon Knight. Rashad Wright doing a nice job defensively here this afternoon.
Pittsburgh 0 for 6 from behind the arc.
Look at the defensive pressure by Pitt. They've really picked up the defensive intensity.
And Lett runs right through Williams. And he'll be whistled for the foul. That'll be his second. 1-1 for the Bulldogs.
One of the reasons why Pittsburgh has been so good the last 2 years has been their defensive efficiency, Dave. Last year, 39%. Ben Howland's team held opponents shooting. This year, only 34% shooting by the opponents against Pittsburgh. That is very impressive. And we're starting to see a little bit of that now here in the last 4 or 5 possessions.
And to follow up on that, only one team has shot 44% this year, and that was Penn State. Everybody else has shot less than that. And of their 9 games, only 2 teams, and that includes Penn State, have shot over 40%. That's getting after it defensively.
Better believe it.
Right now, the Bulldogs are shooting 52%. 12 of 23 from the floor, and Panthers 38%, 10 of 26. And Williams knocks down the free throws. Ezra with 8. Jarvis Hayes leads the Bulldogs with 11. Back to a 10-point game. Under 2 to go before halftime. Morris inside. And shot right, got popped right in the eye.
Well, you saw right there a pass by a great point guard. Torrey Morris was not open. The defense there was excellent by Jonas Hayes, but Brandon Knight threaded the needle right through the defensive gap. Watch this. No, he is not open right here, but look at where he threw it. Away from the defense as Hayes was trying to go around the top, and Morris caught it with the outside hand and took it to the goal.
Foul is on Rashad Wright, and that is 3 on Rashad. Usually you see coaches take out players with 2 fouls before halftime. Thomas comes in, Wright goes out, but Coach Eric has so much confidence in his point guard that he left him in there and might have gotten burned by it with 3 fouls now.
Absolutely, and the substitute here is for 2 reasons. Steve Thomas coming back in to defend the bigger Torrey Morris, and that slides Wilkins back to the point because he took Rashad Wright out of the game. So now Wilkins, the bigger point guard, will be on Brandon Knight.
Gets the rebound, and here's Wilkins at 6'7". Wilkins has played every position on the floor for Georgia this year. Played some of the post when Thomas was out. Here's Wilkins, pulls up, 12-footer is good. The 6'7" point guard took it right to the 6-foot point guard.
Damian Wilkins' dad, Gerald Wilkins, played college ball at UT Chattanooga for Murray Arnold, and then, of course, 13 years in the NBA for the Knicks and the Magic.
Here's Page. Zavatkis. Knight. Dump down inside. It goes to Troutman. Taken away by Williams. Under a minute to go before halftime. Ezra. Ball fake. Couldn't get the layup to go down. Jarvis Hayes was open for a 3. Troutman back the other way. Just like that, Pittsburgh puts 2 on the board. That's a 9-point game.
Yeah,
9-point game.
4-point turnaround right there. 2 that Georgia didn't get on the Williams layup, and 3-on-1 Brandon Knight executed it perfectly, as we would expect for Pittsburgh to score an easy deuce.
Georgia milking some clock. There's about a 10-second differential from the play clock to the shot clock, so Georgia will have to shoot it. Wilkins nearly lost it. Thomas. Bad offensive possession by Georgia. Just the best way to sum that up.
Yeah, anytime you leave your feet with the basketball, you better know what you're going to do with it. Steve Thomas did not know. Didn't have the shot, got caught in the air with the ball, and consequently the turnover.
11 turnovers for the Bulldogs. Time running out here in the first half. Zavatkis had it stripped out of his hands, and that'll be the end of the first half. So if you look at the score after 20 minutes, you think Georgia had a great first half, 37-28. They take a 9-point advantage, but they led by 17 and couldn't close the door on the Panthers. We've got halftime activities coming your way right after this.
You know, Mac, when you gave me the first BC the first time, it created a relationship between us.
Ouch! You're some kind of a rookie kid that got your brains kind of scrambled a little bit there.
All I remember is you looking over me and say, "Here, kid, here's a BC. I think you pulled it out of your pocket." It was kind of blurry.
Got you back up very short time. It worked fast.
You can go back out there and do your thing again. Been taking them ever since.
We've been friends now since 1978 and gone through a whole lot of BCs together, and hopefully one of these days you're going to buy some.
Thursday on your Southern Sports Report, the Falcons will try to do something no team has ever done in Green Bay in January. Bring down Brett Favre and his Packers. We're putting Favre under the microscope to tell you if Atlanta stands a chance. Your Southern Sports Report, Thursday night after the game.
Come ball with us. College basketball on Fox Sports Net. Jeremy Hunt leads Memphis in a showdown against Arkansas. Come ball with us. Thursday on
The invasion has begun.
Watch this!
G4, the only television network dedicated to video games and the people who play them.
Go!
G4, we're here. Get used to it. Now you can watch what you play on Comcast Channel 138.
Jumpstart the new year with a tailor-made deal.
and get $1,000 cash back when you buy any pre-owned vehicle from Taylor Pre-Owned on Washington Road. No broken resolutions, just on the spot $1,000 New Year's cash. Why buy anywhere else when 93% of customers would buy from Taylor again? Get behind the wheel of a tailor-made deal and put $1,000 New Year's cash in your pocket for a limited time. Taylor Pre-Owned, Washington Road.
X. You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Georgia leads Pittsburgh 37-28. We are at halftime. The Bulldogs led by as many as 17, but Pittsburgh quietly got themselves back in this game over the last 4 minutes of the first half. Dave Neal back alongside Joe Dean Jr. and Jarvis Hayes came out of the gates really in his brother Jonas and scored 12 of Georgia's first 14 points. Then he was non-existent. What happened?
Well, I think the Pittsburgh defense really stepped up. I think Ben Howell challenged his team. Defense is Pittsburgh's forte. They are really tough, and they picked it up the last 10 minutes of the first half and made it difficult for Georgia to get some easy looks.
But overall, though, you can go to Ezra Williams and Jarvis Hayes and see where Georgia produced their points. They were pretty good in the first half together.
Well, there's no question about it. You see Jarvis Hayes, the first shot of the game, in transition, he got wide open off the down screen in the Georgia half-court offense. He knocks down the three, scored the first 8 points for Georgia, and then Ezra Williams, impatient because the double screen wasn't there, he just jumped up and knocked down the three. Those two guys are so talented. They're big and athletic, and both can shoot the three as good as any forwards in the country.
Well, here are the numbers for the two top dogs in the first half. Now, remember, coming into this, Ezra Williams was averaging 16.5 a game, Jarvis Hayes 17.5 a game, so they're both on track to put up the kind of numbers they're accustomed to doing. But the question I have for you is, how painful is it for Georgia knowing that they had a 17-point lead and let the second-ranked team in the country get back into this?
Well, I think that's really what happened, Dave. They got up by 17, did Georgia, and I think they kind of said, you know, this is easy. We're whipping the number 2 team in America with no problem, and they relaxed a little bit. Pittsburgh is number 2 in the country for a reason. They fought back. They got back in the game, and now we've got a ball game on our hands, a 9-point game at the half.
Well, this is also football season, and the Georgia Bulldogs are in the Sugar Bowl, which will be played tomorrow. When we come back, we'll have a story on a player that won't be dressing out. Nonetheless, a big factor for the Jewel Dogs' success.
Let me win.
Let me win.
Let me win.
Let me win.
But if I cannot win.
But if I cannot win.
If I cannot win.
But if I cannot win.
Let me be brave.
Let me be brave.
Let me be brave.
Let me be brave in the attempt.
The Special Olympics.
The Southeastern Conference.
We keep it ghetto.
Man, it's so awesome hanging out in the hot tub with Derek Fisher. Thanks for having me over, Don.
Hey, no problem. I do for you, maybe you can do for me sometime.
That's right. Hey, why don't you be on my show next week?
You know what? That'd be superb.
Many considered Reggie White football's most devastating lineman.
He just was so dominant, it wasn't even funny.
His conservative Christian opinions, however, brought him a different kind of fame.
Homosexuality is a decision, it's not a race.
And made him a lightning rod for controversy.
If you want to hear some preaching, you should go to church.
Reggie White, Beyond the Glory, Sunday on Fox Sports Net.
It all starts here, grade school, the place where our children begin preparing for life. And the SEC recognizes the responsibility teachers have to affect their future.
The SEC's education initiative, every elementary school and library throughout the Southeast is getting this wonderful CD-ROM. It uses athletics to reinforce math and reading skills, and it teaches things like teamwork and good sportsmanship.
The Southeastern Conference, creating a legacy for the future.
The Georgia Bulldogs hoping to break back into the top 25, and this will be a good start if they can continue to beat up on Pittsburgh, ranked number 2 in the country, but we've got 20 more minutes of basketball to go. And welcome back inside Stegman Coliseum. I'm Dave Neal, hoping you're having a wonderful Christmas Eve day. And tomorrow is a big day for Georgia Bulldog fans because their club, despite being ranked 4th in the country, playing in the Sugar Bowl against Florida State, David Jacobs was a big member of that team a year ago, but a stroke forced him to miss this entire season. Jim Hildreth has more on the story of this inspirational player that won't play tomorrow, but means a lot to the program.
What's in a name or a number? When does a jersey become more than just a shirt on your back? For David Jacobs and the Georgia Bulldogs, this number 99 jersey means more. It represents the life David once lived, before a sudden stroke left him partially paralyzed last year.
You know, kind of hard looking out there on the field, knowing that, you know, you should have been out there, you know, but sometimes you can't control what happened, you know, on some stuff, and, you know, you got to put everything in perspective, you know, you got to get past, and, you know, it just took me a while, but, you know, I'm going to keep fighting, and I'm going to get past that point.
That strength has served David well as he recovers, and the Bulldog Nation has taken notice.
David's been an awful lot to this team. David, of course, was a great player for us. He was an example of what a great player should do as far as work ethic and playing hard and attitude, and how to attack the schoolwork and just how to act like as a person, you know. And he's still doing the majority of those things. He's just not in uniform playing for us anymore.
I mean, just the faith that he has, that, you know what I'm saying, just that, you know, as great a season he's had last year and everything was taken away from him, I mean, you can still see the joy in his life, you know, and that, you know what I'm saying, his belief with God, you know, and he's still so strong in that, you know. I can't say that for most people, you know, if all that happened, you know, to still walk around with a smile on your face all the time, you know, that's something, say something special about him.
He laughed all the time and smiled. And that was DJ. He always had a smile on his face, and, you know, that's strength, definitely, because he played with the amazing amount of strength.
And this season, on senior night, David took the field one last time. Faith, strength, hope, love. 4 words that define a life well lived. 4 words that define the teammate and the person this amazing young man has become. And this moment wearing number 99 is one David will never forget.
Oh, man, it was a great feeling. You know, it was great seeing my grandma down at the other end, you know, waiting on me, and it was great hearing it from the crowd and stuff, you know, like I was going out there to play one more time.
The Georgia Bulldogs and the Bulldog family certainly wish David Jacobs well in his future endeavors. Will always be a member of this program, and certainly a shocking outcome when he had a stroke a year ago. The Bulldogs lead it by 9, 37-28. Back with more of our activities after this.
It only happens once a year. Toyotathon 03. This year-end tradition features incredible values on Toyota's tough trucks. See your Toyota dealer now for great year-end deals on the rugged Toyota Tacoma or tough Tundra. The 2003 Tundra now comes with 0.0% APR financing or $1,000 cash back. No deal beats a Toyotathon deal. Toyotathon 03. Don't miss it. See your Toyota dealer today.
Introducing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Covering the entire world of extreme sports. Nightly.
The NFL Show. It's football with a little Fox flavor. 3 game shows will never be the same. The NFL Show.
At Andy Jones Mazda, we'd like to thank you for your business.
Since 1993, we've been selling Mazdas and great pre-owned cars.
And today at Andy Jones Mazda, you can save even more.
We'll sell you a Mazda Protege for only $10,995. Or you can get a Mazda Tribute sports utility for only $19,995, and this one has a sporty V6. And come see us for service. We'll fix it right the first time, and you'll be in and out. Andy Jones Mazda at the top of the rise in North Augusta.
We sell cars and trucks for less.
What's wrong? Santa didn't get you what you wanted for Christmas? Hey, we got what you want at Direct Rental Car Sales. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, Chevys, Fords, Dodges, imports, we got them all, baby. Hey, I know the holidays have got you strapped, but at Direct, this weekend only, you're gonna buy for no money down. And there's no payment till spring. So if Santa was mean, get on down to Direct Rental Car Sales, your new car alternative. Booyah! How you like us now?
To the game.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Georgia Bulldogs riding a 6-game winning streak after starting the year 1-3. Pittsburgh 9-0. Their best start since the '87 season. Could be in jeopardy. But let's take a look at those first half highlights. And Georgia came out firing, Joe.
Yeah, they really did, Dave. Jarvis Hayes got him off with the 3 in transition. Ezra Williams at the top of the key. The offense wasn't running as quickly as he would like. He knocked down the 3-point shot. And then you see Julius Page. Watch the block by Steve Thomas on one end, and at the other, the facing foul line jumper. It's nice to have Mr. Thomas back in a Georgia uniform. For the Pittsburgh Panthers, Brandon Knight, the All-American point guard, on the miss there, but he drew the defense and opened up the offensive rebound for Big Torrey Morris out of Tennessee. Zavadkis on the lay-in. Beautiful feed from Julius Page. His only basket of the half, and therein lies the story for the Panthers. Julius Page, Brandon Knight, and Zavadkis, all with 2 points each. They're averaging almost 30 combined.
Joe, you look at those stats, and Pittsburgh's having a horrible day of it, but yet they're only down 9. How do you figure this?
Well, if you're Georgia, you've got to be a little nervous. You shot 52%. You're even in rebounds. You forced 15 Pittsburgh turnovers. You held Pitt without a 3-point basket, but you're only up by 9 points. Georgia's got to be intense the second half.
We shall see. Second half basketball just around the corner. From Athens and Stegman Coliseum, number 2 Pittsburgh on the ropes.
The art major at State, the architect major at the university, the accountant at grad school. As diverse as they are, they all have 2 things in common. The same parents and their free Regions checking accounts. With Regions free Essential Banking, you get a free Visa check card, free checks, free online banking, and more. And with over 680 locations, Regions is sure to have a bank wherever your kids go to school. Now that's the spirit. Regions Bank, the strength to help you do more.
For the most up-to-the-minute insight on all your favorite SEC teams, log on to SECSports.com. It's all there. Stats, standings, schedules, scores, rankings, records, and more. You can listen to weekly coaches' press conferences and watch real-time coverage of SEC championships. Get closer to the action than ever before with an exclusive free subscription to the SEC Insider and instantly access SECStore.com to gear up with all your favorite SEC team merchandise. So if you're into it, then get into it at SECSports.com.
Covering the entire world of extreme sports, nightly.
The best damn sports show, period. Hollywood's biggest stars, sports' greatest athletes, and the sexiest babes. Weeknights at 8 and 11.
The last time Georgia won 7 in a row was back in the 96-97 season. That was Tubby Smith's second and final campaign in Athens, Georgia. And the Bulldogs trying to accomplish that feat today with a win over Pittsburgh. And we've already seen a number of upsets. LSU knocking off then number 1 Arizona, just one of those.
Yeah, the LSU Tigers, John Brady's team, beat Arizona 2 years ago in Baton Rouge, but the other night in Baton Rouge, just before Christmas, you see the great play by Ronald Dupree, the All-SEC performer, and Taurus Bright deflected an inbounds pass at the end to pull off the upset over number 1 Arizona. The SEC this year has had great success out of conference. Here you see Mario Austin and the Mississippi State Bulldogs against Oklahoma, many consider one of the top teams in the country. But the Mississippi State Bulldogs won impressively in New Orleans. Rick Stansberry's team has knocked off Xavier and Oklahoma. We saw the Alabama loss last night, but they have also beaten Oklahoma and Providence. A lot of the SEC schools have won big out-of-conference games. Florida won at Maryland, Kentucky at North Carolina. We've already talked about Georgia. It's been a good year for the SEC in terms of out-of-conference success.
Watch out for the Mississippi State Bulldogs, folks. Thomas, his shot blocked by Morris. I can't wait for Mississippi State, Alabama.
That's going to be a great one. You lucky dog, you get to do that game.
I tell you,
I'm jealous.
Well, you know, you just you pay your dues, Joe.
That's right. That's right.
Great block on one end. Georgia with another chance to open up second half scoring. Thomas will fire again this time. It works over Morris.
Dave, he's improved his offensive game so much, wouldn't you say? I mean, that time he faced the basket, you're talking about a 6'8" guy who put it on the floor left-handed and then pulled up and shot a jumper over a 6'10" shot blocker in Torrey Morris. Steve Thomas, much improved this year for Georgia.
I think it's confidence. He averaged 8 points a game last year. He's now averaging 14.5. Batted out of there by Daniels. Nice bounce pass. Hayes converts on the other end.
Well, that may have looked easy on TV, but here in person, I'm telling you, that was a tough play that Jarvis Hayes made look easy, catching the ball under pressure and gathering his body to lay it in.
I think Jim Herrick might have gotten after his club a little bit as Troutman knocks down the first three for the Panthers today.
Javon Troutman is an excellent player off the bench. You see he starts the second half. Ben Hallen trying to ignite his team with some off-the-bench production.
Here's Daniels guarded by Troutman. Hayes long three. Off the iron. Troutman the rebound. Troutman, the 6'7" sophomore out of Williamsport, is one of those guys coaches say you got to have. Does everything. Nothing great, but everything well.
Great defense by Wright again. Rashard Wright is really getting after Brandon Knight.
Here's a 3-on-2. Hayes with a left-handed layup, couldn't convert. Ezra Williams was running the other way, thought his partner had made it.
Yeah, what a great look and a beautiful break by Georgia. Georgia really running well this afternoon.
Troutman. They're going to give him a timeout. I thought you had to have possession of the basketball before you call timeout.
I don't like that call. I don't like that call. He was almost on the floor, and as you said, was juggling the ball. That's one of those plays that's become more prevalent in college basketball today.
And they're trying to get rid of it.
Yep.
Doesn't look like it from then. We'll step aside. Georgia by 10.
I learned about BC powder from growing up and watching my mom take it. She was always washing, cleaning, don't leave out cooking. I guess that's why I'm such a hard worker. It makes a difference. Pain doesn't slow you down. Watching my mom take BC, I knew they worked fast.
I had 7 children and I had to take BC.
If BC is good enough for my mom, it's certainly good enough for me.
I'll be taking it until I go on home to glory.
My mom is my hero.
You know what, man? Why did they take away the end zone dances, man? I like that, man. Billy White Shoe Johnson. Remember that?
Yeah,
Let's stop that.
What's your favorite?
What's my favorite movie?
Yeah, your favorite.
I think it was basically the Icky. The Icky was my favorite.
I love Icky. Icky was
Right. Like, you guys used to have a grenade move. I love that, man.
I want to grab the ball, go, yeah. Let's do this. Everybody fall out. Belly bump, man.
Belly bump with the ball.
Man. Come on, Mike, give me something.
The NFL Show with Irvin, Siragusa, and Davidson. Saturday and Sunday on Fox Sports Net.
ACC basketball. The new year opens with a star-studded doubleheader. First, Travis Watson and Virginia head to the Wolf Den for a showdown with surging NC State. Then, Chris Duhon and National Power Duke face a hungry Clemson squad looking to pull the shocking upset. ACC Sunday Night Hoops, this week on Fox Sports Net.
Georgia leads by 10. This club trying to get to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd straight year, which has never been done. And a good way to do that is to get out and running, and Georgia's doing that here in the second half.
That was a great catch and basket right there by Jarvis Hayes. And then watch Chris Daniels. The bounce pass, Jarvis Hayes could not finish at the other end. But the point is that Jim Herrick's game plan is to run the ball down the floor and beat that tough Pittsburgh half-court defense before they can get set up.
Tony Green eyeing the Georgia Bulldogs. Waiting for them to get back on the floor. They do so. Pittsburgh will inbound it. Alley-oop to Morris. Might have got away with a little extra pivot step, but nonetheless, the Bulldogs get the ball.
You notice the conversion defensively, all the white shirts converging on Tari Morris around the basket. Just great job of coaching by Jim Herrick and his staff, getting his team to play outstanding team defense on the basketball.
Morris was perfect from the field in the first half. 3 of 3, finished with 7 points. Here's Daniels. Boy, Ezra Williams really trying to post up Jerron Brown inside. So he pops outside. Jumper doesn't go down. Knight at 6 feet tall gets the rebound.
Well, it's great patience right there by Georgia. Waiting for the good look by one of their best shooters, Ezra Williams. He got a nice 15-foot jumper, but just could not get it to go.
Zavotskis gives it up to Knight. Knight now to Brown. Shot clock approaching 10. Nice pass. Brown, left-handed shot off the glass, no good. A rebound to Steve Thomas.
Not only did Thomas alter the shot by Brown, but he went back and got the rebound. Just outstanding play by Steve Thomas. And I tell you, Georgia is a different team when he's on the floor.
Shot right. Brandon Knight. Look at the field goals this half. 3 of 12 combined for these two clubs. Wright for 3, got it! Rashad Wright coming off a season-high 16-point effort with his first 3 of the game.
And Jim Herrick talks a lot about the unselfishness of his team. Ezra Williams drew Rashad Wright's man on the drive that time and had the presence to kick it out to his point guard teammate, and Rashad Wright with the beautiful 3.
Knight gives it up. Page. Zavotskis, his 3. Good.
Yeah, he can shoot it.
Ooh, can he ever?
Yeah, I watched him in practice yesterday knock down a bunch of 3s, but that's the first really good look he's had today.
Count it for the Bulldogs. Ezra Williams.
Brandon Knight, you see him grabbing his hand. He probably jammed his finger when he went after that loose ball on the steal, or when he knocked the ball away, I should say. Shakes it off, he'll be fine.
He's already tweaked an ankle today. He might not want to come back to Athens anytime soon. Here's Page. Zavotskis. Bounce pass inside. Morris. Fall away, won't go. Williams, who's a great rebounder, pulls it away.
Chris Daniels is doing such a good job on Zavotskis, making him put the ball on the floor and not giving him any easy 3-point looks.
Daniels faces the basket. Ezra Williams. Jarvis Hayes. Wide open. Daniels for the dunk.
When you got 2 guys like Ezra Williams and Jarvis Hayes, who are big scorers, but tremendous vision and passers, you've got yourself one heck of an offense. The Bulldogs up by 15 right now.
Bulldog fans on their feet. And Georgia giving them reason to cheer. Lead the second-ranked team in America by 15.
Tuesday, January 7th, an FX special event.
Try to screw me on this, I'll bury you.
The one show that shocked the Emmy Awards.
What are you doing?
The one show that shattered ratings records.
How do I know I can trust you?
The one show that broke all the rules is back.
You screwed me!
The season premiere of The Shield.
I have never interfered with how you run your team.
Emmy Award winner Michael Chiklis returns as Detective Vic Mackey.
How long you plan on freezing us out?
Till I can trust the 3 of you again.
New alliances.
You and I need to come to an understanding. I guess we have a deal.
New enemies.
You're gonna tell me who you're protecting. Right now!
A whole new season of the series that's too intense for network TV.
Better find your game. I never lost it.
Get ready for the biggest event of the new year.
I'm just bumping things up a level.
So what level is that? Prison?
The Shield Season 2, Tuesday, January 7th at 10, following the FX premiere of Armageddon, only on FX.
Georgia leads Pittsburgh 49-34, 14:27 to go. Georgia started this half on a 12-6 run. And they look good doing it.
Well, we heard so much about the Pittsburgh defense coming into this game, but this afternoon so far, it has been the Georgia defense that has been the most impressive.
Look at Hayes getting after Page. jump ball arrow favors the Panthers. And another timeout. And we will take it. 14-15 to go in the half. It's a 15-point game. Ezra Williams, he has 11. Jarvis Hayes with 13. Back to Stegman Coliseum after this.
Nothing says love like beef.
For a limited time, buy any Hyundai from Taylor Hyundai and get $1,000 on the spot New Year's cash. Drive into the new year in a new Hyundai Accent for $10,990 and get $1,000 cash. Buy a new Hyundai Santa Fe for just $299 a month and get $1,000 cash. You'll get America's safest car, America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, and $1,000 cash.
Better safety.
Better warranty.
Better value.
A better year in 2003 with $1,000 New Year's cash. Taylor Hyundai, Washington Road.
SEC basketball is being brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. The thrill of Toyotathon is back at your Toyota dealer now. Hey, there's a future Bulldog, or I guess not a future, current. Surprised they're not in New Orleans. Georgia getting set to take on Florida State tomorrow in the Sugar Bowl. But right now, Georgia taking on the second-ranked team in the country and doing a pretty good job of it, leading by 15. Dave Neal and Joe Dean Jr., glad you could join us from Athens.
Out of the timeout, Georgia switches to a zone. It's a little point matchup.
Georgia basketball.
Yep, and gets the turnover. Jim Herrick loves to make changes at timeouts offensively. That time he did it defensively, changing from the man to the zone, and it was effective.
17 turnovers for the Panthers today. Remember, average 15 per game coming in. They had 15 at halftime. Here's Hayes to Williams. Steve Thomas, bounce pass inside. Ezra, tough shot. Just threw it up. Troutman and Knight were there. Look at that foul. Will it go against Troutman? Yes, it will. That'll be his second. Team's first.
And that was vintage Jim Herrick half-court basketball, where they bring one of their offside block players to step into the lane and run the little high-low action. And Williams so big and strong. Look at the physique on that young man. He's a guard by trade, but can go inside and play with the big people just because of his strength.
Ezra Williams, 70% free throw shooter, planks it off the back of the iron. And we talk so much about conditioning. He dropped 4% body fat. Added some strength, and it's really gotten himself into great shape. And as we talked about a little bit earlier, there are a lot of NBA scouts here, and the word is from the scouts is Ezra Williams is back on the radar screen.
Oh, absolutely. Jim Herrick, we talked about that last night at dinner, that he feels like Ezra Williams is one of those guys that has to be taken very seriously by the NBA scouts. Young man's a senior out of Marietta, Georgia.
Let inside, nowhere to go. Knight with a three on the way. Struggling with his shot mightily today.
He has been all season, but really today just can't get one in. And again, I want to give a lot of credit to the young man, Rashard Wright, out of Statesboro, Georgia. He has just done a tremendous job, challenged himself against this All-American, and he's responded today.
Look at Lett get after it defensively. Oliver Lett. He will be fouled. Ontario Lett. Who's Oliver Lett?
He's somebody, but I don't know who.
Give us a call at 1-800-JOE-DEAN.
Well, it was a smart play there by Jonas Hayes to keep Lett from making the easy layup, force him to go to the line and have to earn the 2 points here.
Lett, 6'6", 265. Next on the free throw, 63% foul shooter. At season high 14 points versus Rhode Island. And they say the coaches tell us that he's just a guy that's a gamer when the contest is on the line. They want him on the floor. Down 14 with 13 minutes left. You could say the game is on the line for Pittsburgh. Williams guarded closely by Brown. Puts it on the floor, and Georgia will reset. 15 on the shot clock.
Georgia is so disciplined in their half-court offense. They really execute well. They know who their scorers are, and they wait for the good look each trip down.
Thomas misfires. Brown with the rebound. Jerron Brown may not be scoring points in bunches, but he's doing a lot of things well for Pittsburgh right now. Troutman inside.
I like Krauser. This might be the lift that Pittsburgh needs with Brandon Knight and Carl Krauser, both point guards on the floor, can break down that Georgia defense a little better, as we saw right there.
Krauser will play the point, and that'll move Knight to a two-guard spot and a foul against Troutman. Pittsburgh's defense has picked up. The intensity level from their defense has picked up since that last time out. That's for sure.
It really has, and that's only the second team foul on Pittsburgh in this half, which means they're playing good D without reaching in and making silly fouls.
Williams fires. Got it. Ezra Williams. 15 now for Ezra. 4 of 7 from behind the arc.
And that was a tough shot from the corner under pressure by the 6'7" Troutman. Ezra Williams is a great player.
Lett with a little sky hook from the right side of the low block. 12-point.
With Morris out, Lett in, the 2 point guards, Krauser and Brandon Knight in for Pittsburgh. They have a quicker lineup in the game, which helps them offensively and more aggressive on the defensive end as well.
And Thomas fouled as Georgia's lead is 13.
Hey, Georgia passes the ball so well. It's a trademark of Jim Herrick teams to be unselfish and find the open man just at the right time in the offense. That time Thomas had screened and rolled right to the basket, knew where he would be, found him, and Thomas gets himself to the foul line.
Third foul on Lett. Thomas with a high arching free throw. Thomas 80%.
What a great look at that guy, Jim Herrick. His 23rd year as a head coach. How about 18 years he's been to postseason play? 16 times to the NCAA tournament and 15 times, Dave Neal, Jim Herrick's teams have won 20 or more games. The guy has won everywhere he's been. He's just flat a big-time winner. That's all you can say about Jim Herrick.
Krauser, high arching layup. A redshirt freshman sat out last year due to academics, and the Panthers are glad to have him on the floor now.
He plays with a lot of emotion. Saw him yesterday playing in the practice session for the Panthers. Really ignited his team, talking a lot of emotional play.
Brown with a hand on the Williams shot. Here comes Pittsburgh. Knight to Lett for the jam. That's 6'6", 265 pounds coming right at you. Pittsburgh smiling now. They're back in it, down by 10 with 10:52 to go.
Many considered Reggie White football's most devastating lineman.
He just was so dominant, it wasn't even funny.
His conservative Christian opinions, however, brought him a different kind of fame.
Homosexuality is a decision, it's not a race.
And made him a lightning rod for controversy.
If you want to hear some preaching, you should go to church.
Reggie White, Beyond the Glory, Sunday on Fox Sports Net.
Meet Evan, a bachelor who earns $19,000 a year.
Great hair, great eyes, great body.
And meet the 20 women who are about to compete for his heart. Why? They think he's worth $50 million. Now, who would ever give him that idea? Can true love survive a little $50 million lie? Joe Millionaire, a new reality series with a twist.
It's a dream come true.
That's really twisted. Coming next month to Fox.
Let me win. Let me win. Let me win. Let me win.
But if I cannot win.
But if I cannot win.
If I cannot win.
But if I cannot win.
Let me be brave. Let me be brave. Let me be brave. Let me be brave in the attempt.
The Special Olympics.
The Southeastern Conference.
Pittsburgh's gone on a 6-1 run over the last 63 seconds. And part of the reason why is they're using some young players.
Yeah, Carl Krauser, the freshman from the Bronx. And watch him feed the trailer. Brandon Knight does it to Ontario Lett for the flush. And that's a great job when you can find that big guy right there from Pensacola, Florida. As the trail guy, it's like you have eyes in the back of your head. Brandon Knight does what many point guards do. They play so well. They have great vision on the floor.
Lett 9 points, 6 rebounds. Look at the points in the paint. Pittsburgh at 24. Doubled up Georgia in that department. Jonas Hayes, tough shot. That's the side of the iron. Rebound to Troutman. Here comes Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's picked up their defense, and now they're running.
Krauser, tough shot. We told you Krauser's a guy that gets on the floor and will push the tempo, and that's what he did.
Well, since they put Krauser in and moved Brandon Knight to the off guard, they are on an 8-1 run, is Pittsburgh. The 2 point guards have ignited this team.
Jonas Hayes responds with a jumper from the elbow.
I tell you what, Jonas Hayes may be one of the most unsung players in the SEC. Very quiet, but he comes off the bench and makes big plays when Georgia really needs help.
6 for Jonas. I'd say the same thing about Jerron Brown in the Big East. Yes. I think he's just a very quiet player.
Absolutely.
Lett thought he was hacked on the forearm. Georgia's basketball.
Well, we talked about Carl Krauser for Pittsburgh. Redshirt freshman out of the Bronx. Watch him take it on the left hand against the shot blockers. Leans in and gets it off the glass. That's a tough play by a gritty point guard, Carl Krauser.
You know, he was an amateur boxer, went 2-0 in his young career, then quit. But focus on basketball, and there he takes a 1-2-3 combo from Rashad Wright.
Rashad Wright is feeling good today. Makes a couple of shots, but he has been a great defender all day against the All-American point guard Brandon Knight.
7 for Wright. Look at Lett work the low block.
Beautiful feed by Knight again. That's his great forte, the passing ability of the All-American point guard for the Panthers.
There's your senior All-American with a stellar defensive play. Throws it off of Jonas Hayes. It'll be Panther basketball. 9:04 to go.
Well, you see the plays right here. Brandon Knight finds the passing lane, throws it off of, I believe that was Jonas Hayes. And the hustle play shows the leadership that a senior point guard brings to the #2 ranked team in the country.
Troutman, pump fakes. Inside, dumps it off to Lett. Getting physical in the paint, or it's been that way all game, and a foul called by Jim Burr. That'll get Jonas Hayes. And for Jonas, that'll be a second. Well, time now for our Toyota trivia of the game. Who would win was Georgia's last All-American? I think I got this one. We'll give the answer in just a few moments. Lett to the free throw line. 12 now for Lett.
That has really ignited this team off the bench. Torrey Morris, the 6'10 center, had an excellent first half, has been playing well, but Ontario Lett is really the spark plug that Coach Ben Howland was looking for here in the second half. And his offense has helped close this Georgia lead to only 8 points with 8:46 to play.
Boy, Jim Burr has had his hands full today. He has had to talk to just about every member of each team, tell them to calm it down. This has been physical from the opening tip-off. Pittsburgh got a little woke up from that right cross Georgia delivered in the first half when they were up by 17.
This game is going to get more physical here the last 8 minutes as we go down the stretch.
It's a prime example of it. Traveling. Tony Green on the other side called it traveling against Chris Daniels. That's 14 Bulldog turnovers.
Well, we're seeing the defensive efforts by both teams really turn up here as the game is on the line in the last 8 minutes. Great defense there by Pittsburgh, forced the turnover. We've seen it on the other end by Georgia.
Thomas in, Hayes out. Look across the way at that Pittsburgh bench. They're one of those teams that uses signs to call their offensive plays. This one they're going to run is called corner flop. Any idea?
Yeah, they're going to go to the corner and then flop. I have no clue.
What was that? What was that joke about comedians? That's right. Knight. That's the corner flop. Wilkins. Hayes.
Offense. Oh.
And that'll be a block against the Panthers. Let's go back and check in on our Toyota trivia question of the game. Who and when was Georgia's last All-American? I'm going to say Vern Fleming.
I'm going to say Willie Anderson.
Let's see what it is. And the answer is Alec Kessler. Wow. We were going a little bit further back.
Yes, we were.
I don't even know if Vern was an All-American. I'm just guessing. Okay, now I'm going to have to look.
Well, Vern Fleming was on the 1983 Final Four team, which, by the way, is going to be honored here in Stegman Coliseum this coming Sunday when the LSU Tigers come calling on the Georgia Bulldogs. It's a 20-year anniversary of that 1983 team, coached by Hugh Durham.
The way you segue. Vern Fleming was an All-American in 1983. He was. So there, I was right.
Georgia's in a zone. It's a point zone. One on the ball, trying to stop penetration, keep the ball off the inside.
Page struggling today, well off the mark. And a foul on the inside as really Ontario led.
He's the story.
And you also got to throw Carl Krauser in there. Those two guys don't play today. This is a 20-point Georgia blowout.
No question about it. Well, there's 3 bench players in the game, Troutman, Lett, and Krauser. And Ben Howland told me yesterday at practice that those 3 guys are like starters, that he could put them in the lineup and they don't miss a beat. He plays about 8 guys and rotates them in and out. And we've seen that today. Those 3 guys have stepped in the second half and are bringing the Panthers back.
Lett to the line, blanks it off the iron. Pittsburgh came into this one shooting 50%, over 50% in 5 of the last 6 games, but today the Bulldogs have held them to 44% and just 2 of 11 from behind the arc, which amounts to 18%. Regardless, the Panthers have cut the lead down to 8.
Today on Eating Cheap with Jack, room service leftovers. Timing is everything. Shrimp nubs have more meat than you think. Combine leftover drinks to make a hallway smoothie. And for dessert, pillow mints. When that doesn't work, head for my value menu. You'll find my new 99-cent Junior Bacon Cheeseburger and my new 99-cent Chili Cheeseburger served just the way you like them. Cheap.
The best damn sports show, period. Hollywood's biggest stars, sports' greatest athletes, and the sexiest babes. Weeknights at 8 and 11.
Introducing 54321, covering the entire world of extreme sports, nightly.
What does it take to compete in the Southeastern Conference? The same stuff it takes to outperform in the global marketplace. In the field of travel technology, WorldSpan is the class, the franchise player, the go-to guy.
WorldSpan. Corporate travel commerce application. Airline automation. Internet travel technology.
WorldSpan, proud partner of the SEC.
Great to be a Bulldog fan right now. The football team off to the Sugar Bowl, and the Bulldog basketball team leading the second-ranked Pittsburgh Panthers 59-51. One of the reasons George has won 6 in a row is their point guard, Rashad Wright. We talked to head coach Jim Herrick about it.
Rashad Wright has become, to me, a magnificent point guard. He gets better every single day in practice, every single year. He works hard on his game. He'll shoot. If I tell him to shoot 400 times a day, I'll walk out of the gym and I'll know in my heart that he'll do that. And you don't ever have a lot of players like that.
Well, Rashad Wright today, 7 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds, and has played some great defense against Brandon Knight. Stolen away by Krauser, 2-on-1. Here's Knight. His layup is good.
Again, you got the 2 point guards with quickness and speed. Off the turnover, running the break. Krauser has really done a great job for Pitt in igniting their offense.
Rashad Wright answers right back.
Again, that high post rub. Rashad Wright kicks to the wing, rubs off the high post down low, and gets the feed. Isolates inside against the point guard, Krauser, and lays it in.
9 for Rashad.
Georgia stays in the zone. The key to the zone, you must rebound.
Morris off the back of the iron, gets his own rebound and collides with Thomas.
See, that's the second straight time against the Georgia zone that Pittsburgh has gone in and got an offensive rebound. You don't have one-on-one blockout responsibilities in the zone, so it makes it more difficult on the defensive boards.
That is 4 on Steve Thomas. Damian Wilkins takes a seat. So Rashad Wright has 3. 2 on Daniels, 2 on Wilkins, and 4 on Thomas. And Pittsburgh going right back at Steve Thomas. Zavatkis has a shot blocked by Daniels. 2-on-1. Daniels to Rashad Wright. Back to Daniels. Oh! It works.
What a sensational play. What a sensational play. Daniels with the block, the break. Rashad Wright, kind of an acrobatic pass, and Daniels just kind of batted it into the goal.
Zavatkis off the mark. Troutman, great rebound. Excuse me, Brown, and it'll be a jump ball. Jarvis Hayes, and it will be Bulldog basketball with 6:05 to play, leading by 10.
Look at the energy, the great rejection right there by Daniels, but watch this pass, acrobatic, and just the touch shot off the glass by Chris Daniels. The energy level now for the Bulldogs has picked up.
Daniels with 11. Jarvis Hayes with 14. Ezra Williams with 15. Here's Daniels.
Here we go. Here we go.
Ezra Williams inside, left it short. Thought he was fouled, and he was. Doug Sermons saw the push on the inside.
One of the best things about the Jim Herrick half-court offense is that they utilize bigger players in the low post against smaller defenders. That time, Ezra Williams got caught inside on 5'11", 6-foot guard Carl Krauser, and they recognize that, did Georgia. Go right inside to Ezra, and he gets himself to the foul line.
Foul on Krauser. That'll be his second, and Williams to the free throw line, connects. Ezra Williams now 4 of 5 from the line, has 16 points, and here comes Ontario Lett. To the bench goes Krauser.
This offense has been run so well through the years by UCLA, Louisville under Denny Crum, Jim Herrick now a disciple of John Wooden, and always they have the big guards that love to go inside and post up smaller guards. Just a smart play in the game. Georgia stays in the zone.
Long 3. Knight has it.
You knew he had to come out of it sooner or later and bury a 3. First one of the game for Brandon Knight.
1 of 7 from behind the arc.
But you knew he couldn't keep quiet forever.
Knight with 7 points. 9-point game. Thomas had it slapped out of his hands, or he might have pulled the rim down. Foul on Glenn.
Best way to beat zones is to raise up over the top. The All-American Brandon Knight hadn't made one all day. buries one when his team really needs 3 points. At the other end, though, Steve Thomas with the nice move to the basket to get to the foul line.
Thomas connects. That's the 4th foul, by the way, on Lett. Thomas has really come on in the 3 games that he's been back. He has 2 double-doubles, averaging 14.5 points, 10 rebounds. Page tried to throw it off the Bulldogs, and it didn't work.
Georgia's going to be a little more patient now in their offense. They're up 10 with under 5 to go. Jim Herrick stood up and said, let's run some offense, make Pittsburgh guard us.
Offensive foul, good play by Lett, stepped out and Wright dropped the shoulder.
Well, the on-ball screen by Chris Daniels brought 2 offensive players together, and when that happens, you have a chance to double-team the ball. That's exactly what Ontario Lett did. He stepped out on the screen, set himself up to trap. When Wright tried to go around him, the contact and the charge. Excellent defensive play right there by Ontario Lett.
And with 4:43 to go here in the game, that is now 4 fouls on Rashad Wright, 4 on Steve Thomas. On the flip side, you have 4 on Ontario Lett.
Jim Herrick said about Rashad Wright, he may have been our MVP last year. Not necessarily our best player, but the one guy we cannot afford to lose to have a chance to win. Rashad Wright with 4 fouls has got to be careful.
Nice crossover. Knight hangs in the air off the back of the iron. Slapped around. Lett has it. Page, the 3 off the front of the iron. And Julius Page having a nightmare of an afternoon. Page 0 for 6 as Jarvis Hayes buries the turnaround. Georgia by a dozen. 16 for Hayes.
I tell you, that was under tremendous pressure defensively right there. But Jarvis Hayes rises up so high on his jumper, he clears himself.
And Daniels fouls Zavadskis on a 3, so that'll be 3 free throws coming up for the Lithuanian. Zavadskis is a guy who left Lithuania at 17 years old to pursue his hoops dream, and when he came to America, he only knew 2 words in English: hi and bye.
Well, I talked to him a little yesterday, and he's learned a lot more English since then. That young man whose mother, Rima, has never seen him play in person here in the United States. He sends her tapes all the time. Outstanding player, and like a lot of schools around the country, starting to recruit more and more international players.
Zavadskis connects on 2 of 3. 10-point game, 3:55 to go in Athens. Timeout on the floor. We'll return after this.
It only happens once a year. Toyotathon 03. This year-end tradition features incredible values on Toyota's tough trucks. See your Toyota dealer now for great year-end deals on the rugged Toyota Tacoma or tough Tundra. The 2003 Tundra now comes with 0.0% APR financing or $1,000 cash back. No deal beats a Toyotathon deal. Toyotathon 03. Don't miss it. See your Toyota dealer today.
You got to help me with my wardrobe here, Mike.
Yeah,
you need some help. You got to look good.
Right.
Saturday night, you got to look good, man.
Right, everybody.
Right, Mike's going to pick out some stuff. Thanks.
Goose, I think you look good in some tights.
Super 100s, Super 120s?
Super 120s.
Got it. That's good. Ain't you got anything with some style?
What you need is just stretch. Do you have any stretch material?
Whole lot of stretch.
Just a whole lot of stretch.
The NFL Show with Irvin, Siragusa, and Davidson. Saturday and Sunday on Fox Sports Net.
The red flowing stuff?
We doing an NFL show or are we gypsies? What's going on?
Use your minutes across the nation with a national freedom plan from Alltel. Alltel, are you connected?
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
10-point Georgia lead, 68-58, 3:55 to go in the second half. Georgia trying to win 7 in a row. Pittsburgh trying to improve their start to this season to a 10-0 mark. They have already matched the record 9-0 start. In fact, the last time that happened was back in the mid-'80s. And they are cruising along, winning 22 of their last 24 contests. Well, this has been an interesting scenario. Georgia came in here and just really opened up the game with intensity offensively and defensively and built a 17-point lead. But Pittsburgh hasn't gone away behind. Ontario led with 14 points. Williams with 17 for the Bulldogs. And three-point shooting, Pittsburgh's been horrible, 20%, but they're still in it.
Rashad Wright has really been the story for Georgia at the point, playing head up against Brandon Knight, has really shut him down and had some offense of his own today.
Ezra Williams with 20 in the game. He's knocked down his 5th three this afternoon.
Georgia handled the Pittsburgh pressure flawlessly, and they like to shoot the early three-point shot, especially if it's Hayes or Ezra Williams.
Knight off the iron. Rashad Wright gets his hand on it, keeps it alive. And Howland's Panthers in a bind now. Georgia has hit 8 of 14 three-pointers, 57%. Pittsburgh 4 of 16 for 25%. That's been the difference in this game.
No question. And Georgia is a very athletic team, can do things off their athleticism. But Dave, when they're shooting well and making threes, I'll tell you, they can beat a lot of people and could be a top 10 team.
Hayes hangs in the air. Jarvis Hayes with 18.
I tell you, he's tremendous. If there's a better 6'6" big guard in America than Jarvis Hayes, I want to see him. He's something else.
Let 10-footer, shot at 11. Foul against the Panthers, against Jerron Brown. And for Brown, that'll be his 3rd. Free throws coming at the other end. So could we possibly see the number 1 team go down, and 24 hours later see the number 2 team in America go down?
And how about in the span of 2 weeks, 2 SEC teams knock off potential number 1s. LSU over Arizona, and here today, Georgia over the number 2 ranked team, Pittsburgh, who had a chance to be number 1.
With Alabama losing last night, so the SEC playing a major role in who is number 1 in a roundabout way. Let the rebound, 12-point, or excuse me, a 16-point Georgia lead. Brown tonight, long 3. Got it. Good-looking shot from Knight. 2:25 to go, and it's timeout taken by Pittsburgh. 13-point Bulldog advantage. Don't forget, Thursday night, we've got more great basketball coming your way on your regional home for SEC hoops, the Arkansas Razorbacks. And first-year coach Stan Heath will play host to John Calipari's Memphis Tigers, who are cruising along right now. It'll be the Tigers and the Razorbacks from Bud Walton Arena, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Be sure and check the listings in your area. And then many of you will have a chance to see on Saturday Alabama take on Xavier in a top 25 showdown.
That'll be a great matchup. David West, the big All-American for Xavier, but Erwin Dudley, the reigning SEC Player of the Year for Alabama.
You saw Pittsburgh with no timeouts. They are done. So there could be a lot of fouling down the stretch, and let's see if Georgia can shoot some free throws. Blocked out of there by Morris. Back come the Panthers. Krauser. Count it. 3-point opportunity coming for Pittsburgh.
Well, Ben Howland talked about Carl Krauser yesterday and his toughness out of the Bronx, New York. He'll be the heir apparent next year when Brandon Knight graduates, but watch this toughness in here against the bigger Ezra Williams. Gets it on the glass and draws the foul. He has been tremendous in the second half.
Misses the 3-point opportunity. Brown, the 3. That's off the back of the iron. Well, that could have been huge if the Panthers bury that three.
Well, that would have cut it to 8 with 2 minutes to go. So it was a big miss, and they're bringing Lett back. Pittsburgh will press full court man-to-man.
Nearly stolen out of there by Krauser. This youngster has been very impressive today, to say the least. You got to think that man, Coach Howland, feels pretty good about the point guard spot next year.
Absolutely.
Hayes gets the inbounds pass back to Daniels. This is one good thing about Chris Daniels. He can handle the basketball for the Bulldogs. So Georgia has really 4 guys on the floor that can handle it. 32nd timeout taken by Jim Herrick. Georgia with 1 full timeout left and 2 32nd timeouts. There have been some good point guards come around the Southeastern Conference. We've got 2 good ones here, Joe, but one by the name of Mr. Green really put on a show here in the early 90s for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Laterio Green was from the Gulf Coast in Mississippi, I believe Gulfport or Biloxi, and he was a tremendous talent. Led the SEC in scoring 1 year. And I believe he's doing some radio work here at Georgia now, if I'm not mistaken.
Played some with the Orlando Magic and the NBA. .11-point game, 1:47 to go. Georgia only has 22 seconds on the shot clock.
They're going to spread the floor right now. 3 out, 2 in the corner. Try to get penetration by Wright to create some offense.
Stolen away. Brandon Knight. Troutman jams it, missed it! Off the back of the iron. Back inside to Troutman. And a foul against the Bulldogs. That's the kind of day it's been for Pittsburgh.
Well, Brandon Knight has not had a great day today, but he made a tremendous steal right here, running through the passing lane on the attempt to Chris Daniels, and then the feed was missed by Siobhan Troutman. But a hustling Carl Krauser retrieved the loose ball and got it back inside, so Pittsburgh maintains possession and has a chance to cut into this lead with the clock stopped, and that's the key here.
4 fouls now on Daniels. The good news is Troutman just a 42% free throw shooter.
And Troutman shooting 71% from the field on the season, but only 42 at the line. It's pretty obvious he's a guy that scores around the basket.
Here's Knight, long 3 on the way off the mark. Knight thought he got hit.
Way out that time, and Ezra Williams at 6'4" was contesting big. Georgia's got to take care of the ball and make free throws here to pull off this. I wouldn't call this really an upset, but to knock off the #2 ranked team in the country. I don't think you have upsets when you go on the road and play against a quality team like Georgia.
It'll look like an upset across the country simply because Georgia's not in the top 25, but let's face it, with Steve Thomas in this lineup, Georgia is a top 15 basketball team.
There's no question, and after today, assuming they do win this game, I think that next week or the week after, the polls have already come out this week, you'll see Georgia back in the top 25, and that'll give the SEC 6 teams in the top 25, 3 from each division. Alabama, Mississippi State, LSU from the West, Florida, Kentucky, and these Georgia Bulldogs from the East.
Hold on to your hats when it comes to SEC basketball this year. It is going to be a wild, wild race all the way to New Orleans.
Well, I think top to bottom, it may be one of the best years the SEC has had in many, many years, because even the teams that aren't in the top 25, teams like Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Auburn possibly had a big win over Southern Miss yesterday.
By 40.
You know, on a given night, as we say, anyone can beat anyone in the SEC.
It'll be Pittsburgh basketball with 66 seconds to go. 12-point Georgia lead. Pittsburgh without any timeouts. I can tell you this, Pittsburgh will leave here a better basketball team.
No question about it. They've got Notre Dame a week from today.
Rebound to Steve Thomas, and for Thomas, that's 5 rebounds, 8 points, and the capacity crowd in Stegman Coliseum on their feet. And a trip as Rashad Wright was going to the basket. Rashad has bounced around like a pinball today.
And Dave, you know, you have to say something about the Georgia crowd today. Jim Herrick looks on. He's got to feel good. You've got a near capacity crowd in here today. And tomorrow night, Florida State, Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. They've sold over 40,000 tickets to Georgia fans for that football game. Yet here in Athens today, their Georgia Bulldog basketball team has made this school proud.
New Year's Eve day football team playing in the New Year's Day bowl game. And let's face it, I wouldn't say there's never going to be anything bigger than Georgia football, but Jim Herrick has come in here and made Georgia basketball something special.
Well, you're looking at one of the top coaches in the country, maybe one of the top coaches of all time, a future Hall of Famer in Jim Herrick. They love him here. He's a player's coach, and he's got this Georgia program rolling.
Krauser fouled. 40 seconds left.
Jim Burr said to Chris Daniels, you hit him with your body.
That'll be 5 fouls on Daniels. He'll leave. But Jarvis Hayes.
Well, he's the man. Number 24, the junior out of Douglas High School in Atlanta, knocking down the three-point shots, scoring inside, outside, on the break, laying the ball in. Jarvis Hayes in transition, off the dribble that time, under heavy pressure. And this 6'6" junior is the heart and soul of this Georgia team.
Krauser knocks down the free throw.
A quality young man, too. You see him smiling there. He's good-natured, great attitude, easy to coach, says Jim Herrick. A leader on the floor, kind of a quiet leader.
And one of the best athletes I've seen come around in a long time. A very gifted athlete. Ezra Williams. Here's Hayes. Shot right into the hands of Thomas. Jonas Hayes for the jam, and that'll cap it off as the Bulldogs will knock off the second-ranked Pittsburgh Panthers and extend their winning streak to 7. And that is the first time Georgia has won 7 straight since the 96-97 season.
And Dave, you got to feel that the tough Georgia schedule that Jim Herrick has put together for his team year in and year out helps in games like today.
In Georgia, 5 of their 10 games so far this year, coming into this game, have been decided on the last possession.
This place will be rocking next Sunday, too. LSU comes in here, a top 25 ranked team. They're going to honor the 1983 Final Four team that day. I believe it's the nationally televised game. This place is going to be rocking next Sunday in Athens.
Thomas will just sit on it, and that will do it. Georgia does it. Pittsburgh comes to Athens with a 9-0 record. They will leave 9-1 as Jim Herrick pulls off another big win for this Bulldog basketball team. Georgia goes to 8-3 and probably got themselves back into the top 25. Jarvis Hayes with 18, but the Bulldogs were led by Ezra Williams with 20 points. Rashad Wright added a dozen. The Bulldogs would shoot 57% and hold Pittsburgh to 39%. Big win for the Bulldogs. Our next game on your home for SEC basketball, Memphis at Arkansas, 8 o'clock Thursday night. Be sure and check the listings in your area. That should be a good one. So Jim Herrick's Dogs win it 79-67 for Joe Dean Jr. And our entire crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long, everybody. Have a happy new year, and we'll see you down the road.
To reserve your seat for the game.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
All good things must come to an end, including the PGA Tour's 2002 season. It was another...
Dave's been under the weather of late. We wish him well. Speedy recovery.
Mark Gottfried hoping for a not necessarily